We're now live.
Well, hey. We're
now live on our own.
Yeah, we've got no mates. Oh, flipping heck. It's weird, isn't it, doing it like this?
Yeah. Well, first of all, welcome to this unusual episode of At Home with the Fishers. The reason why we're not doing it live, because this is Sunday, and it's 7:15 here. We've got a speed of sight meeting tomorrow, so we needed to pre-record this. So this is episode 10.
Episode 10.
Episode 10.
At Home with the Fishers, with no special guest this week, but
just you and me.
Yeah, next week it will be
Dave the Wood Barber. Yes.
So that should be very interesting. So something there to look forward to.
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty to look forward to and listen to this evening.
Yeah.
We've been busy again. So we've got plenty to talk about.
Yeah.
So yeah, what have we done?
Well, the big thing this week was Basingstoke.
Yeah, another Axminster demo.
Yeah.
At Basingstoke. So the drive down there
was
on
rubbish.
Friday was rubbish.
6 hours. Yeah.
In heavy rain, slow moving traffic. We were in slow moving traffic for about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Coming up to Birmingham, roadworks. So yeah, long journey down there, but we did make it to the store by about 4 o'clock.
Yeah, it was about 4.
About 4 o'clock on Friday. So we said hello to Simon, the manager, and we unloaded the car and got set up, and I just had a feel around, and all the live workshops that the demonstrations take place in, they're all a very similar layout. So yeah, the lathe was already there in place, and a couple of workbenches and stuff. So yeah, we just took our time for an hour setting up. We had a brew and a chat, so that was pretty cool. And then we sort of like a bit of a break from the normal routine.
You're not on the screen.
Oh right. I'm not on the screen.
You disappeared there. That's better.
A bit of a break from the normal routine. We'd been invited somewhere, hadn't we?
Yeah. I had a message back in January, I think it was, and somebody that follows Chris had asked if we might pop round for a cup of tea when we were in Basingstoke, and that was a first, really. So it's been in the calendar for quite a while. So we met Tony Walters and his family, and we spent probably a couple of hours with them.
Lovely family, and it's sort of like the whole family, sort of like the makers and creatives, aren't they? And academics as well. Yeah. You know, Tony's got a master's in chemistry and was working towards his PhD. His wife Jenny is a civil engineer. His father was a teacher. Yeah. I'm not sure if his mum was a teacher.
I think it was his mother and father-in-law.
Oh, sorry, yeah, his mother and father-in-law. Yeah, it was Jenny's mother and father.
Yeah,
lovely family. They're just doing some work on the house and building new workshops. But yeah, really chilled out, lovely family. We had a lovely cup of tea and coffee with them.
Yeah,
and it was just it was nice to, instead of leave the store where we'd been setting up and go.
Yeah, just go
straight back to the hotel. It was nice. It was really nice. It was such a lovely change, and it was so nice. I really enjoyed that. And Tony, who's a woodturner and loves making things, had made me a little knife. So he's made a couple of knives, I think. So he's sort of like just getting into making his own knives.
Yeah.
So what a brilliant little knife, and sort of like along the back, the spine of the knife, he textured it, so it's sort of like serrated, but not sharp.
I was looking at it today because we've got it in the kitchen, so it's going to be one we use in the house.
There's a cheese knife.
Yeah, and I was looking at it and just looking at that bit, and the wood is made. The handle's made of walnut.
Yeah. it's only a tiny little knife. It'd make a great utility knife, a great carving knife.
Great fruit knife.
Fruit knife, cheap, but I've designated it as a nice cheese knife. So yeah, it's in the top drawer in the kitchen, which is our cutlery drawer.
Yeah.
So I took a photograph this morning for Twitter of it there, just with some little piece of cheddar on the cheese board. So you know, staging it. So yeah, lovely little gift, lovely knife, very sharp, really sharp. But they said they tested it on the sheets of paper.
Yeah.
So which is kind of the litmus test.
Yeah.
For sharpness. So yeah, lovely afternoon.
Yeah, it was. And I had a chat with Tony's mother-in-law. We were looking in the garden because they're obviously doing a lot on the house.
You said the garden was massive.
It is. It's very big, and it's a sort of big rectangular shape. I'm not sure if it goes down the side of the house, but yeah, it's got a lot of scope. You could do so much with it. It's quite a nice stage to be at, and we were talking about different plants, and I was talking about the garden here and what that was like, because that was just it was just a field of mud, really.
As they are with new builds.
And it's sort of come together, and I like where it's going now. It's the last year or so it's really come together. So yeah, it's interesting if you're into your gardening. And you're sort of creating something.
And Jenny's dad was a big steam.
Oh yeah, we're talking about steam engines.
Steam engine enthusiast.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very similar to Nicola. Sort of like goes to the local historical railway and gets involved and helps maintain it and run it.
Well, he was talking about Ropley. I couldn't remember if I'd ever been. I don't think I did go to Ropley, but I know the engine was at Ropley. I think that was when it was on the mainline runs. So
is this the Duke of Gloucester?
Yeah. It was Ropley was a name that used to crop up a lot. So I'm just thinking it might have been on the mainline runs, but it wasn't on the ones that I went on. But yeah, it's I suppose there are quite a lot of people who like steam engines, but you don't really come across them that often, and it's nice just to come across somebody who knows a bit about steam and have a chat.
I mean, there's a lot running and kept running, but you have to know where to go. And when Charlie was younger, we'd go on holiday to Wales or Derbyshire and things like that. There's often a steam train pootling along the tracks somewhere near to where you're staying.
Well, there are quite a few heritage railways now. Obviously, the one that I've been involved with was East Lancs Railway. But yeah, there's quite a few dotted around.
Yeah. So, what's the number of the Duke of Gloucester?
71,000.
71,000, and that's in for a major overhaul.
It should be running again next year, and hopefully they've got some bookings for mainline trips as well.
I think we'll have to go on it actually once. Are you up for that?
Well, yeah, I've not seen it actually running. Oh, I can't remember when it stopped running. It's probably 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, it's quite a while ago.
But yeah, I think we'll have a ride on the Duke of Gloucester when she's built back up again. So yeah,
it's a he.
Oh, is it a he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Duke. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I mean, technically, engines are always she.
Yeah.
But I used to say, how can it be she when it's called the Duke of Gloucester?
I know.
So it was always.
It's like
he.
me, motorcycles and aircraft. Oh, she's beautiful. It's like
no,
it's your favourite car. All right, yeah. Flipping heck.
Yeah. So yeah, that was cool. So then after we'd spent some time with Tony and his family, we had something to eat.
Yes, and then we did check into the hotel.
Yeah, and just had a quiet night, really, didn't we?
Yeah, just listened to a bit of TV. I think you were just checking emails and the usual sort of stuff on your phone. Just made sure Bamber had his meal and
Dinner.
Yeah, and been to the toilet outside, and yeah, so it was an early night. I think 9:30 was when we put an audio book on, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it was lights out.
I don't think you heard much of it though.
No. No, well, they're comfy them beds.
Yeah.
Aren't they? So.
And then it wasn't too bad in the morning. We weren't in a massive rush, were we? Because you were set up.
Yeah, and only 5 minutes.
Yeah, we were really close.
Really close to the store.
Often we're not quite so close. It depends on what I can book for the hotel. But yeah, we were literally 5 minutes away, which was great.
Yeah, and great turnout. Great turnout at the demo.
Yeah.
Lovely group of people there, and I did as was suggested by Wayne the Woodturner. I did a sort of like a Nick Agar inspired Viking bowl in the morning, and then in the afternoon I did a goblet, but a goblet with a difference. Really, it was again a suggestion by Tom, one of the advisors in the store. And he said spray it ruby red. So that was one of Martin's. Oh yeah, Martin popped along as well for about an hour, didn't he? So
and Tony and his wife came as well.
Tony Walters, yeah. So yeah, airbrushed red, and then a bit of texturing at the top, and then just tried to highlight the simple texturing with just the spiraling tool. So it was a couple of sort of like spirals. But on something with a larger diameter like that, they were just sort of like diagonal swirls, really. And there was I put a little line above and below, and then we just rubbed some Hampshire Sheen Gold embellishing wax in the texture, so it just sort of like it was very subtle, the gold.
What I'd like you to do with the goblet, my idea was, for the Nicola bowl where you've got that band, was to put a band, but it's probably too late because I think we decided on all that.
Yeah, if you'd have
when you were part way through.
Yeah, if you'd have mentioned that, you said.
But that was kind of what I had in my head.
Well, yeah, if you'd have said like the Nicola bowl, I'd have left the thickness on to power carve it.
Yeah,
You just said textured, so I put my texturing tool on it. So anyway, it was a lovely feeling goblet.
Yeah, no, it was very nice. And the I can't remember if I posted the final pictures on Instagram. I posted pictures of the bowl. I have a feeling that we sort of we left, didn't we? And I've not. I did take some pictures of the goblets. And the bowl together, so I'll put those on Instagram and you can see those.
Okay.
But yeah, I forgot. I get a backlog sometimes of Instagram stuff to do.
And I'm just going to say something now.
Go on then.
I know. Say something. I thought for a change we had a little pot of Buffet. You said it was antique silver. Gilting cream. Now, I didn't know, and I didn't find out, really. I realised straight away that as soon as I put my finger in the paste and tried to smush it between my fingers to even it out, it had dried straight away. So I'm trying to apply this gilt cream to the Viking bowl on the outside, and it was hard work. And luckily, it's sort of like it ended up looking a bit, older because it was a bit patchy, you said. Although you said it still ended up a really lovely.
It did look really nice, but I could tell when you were putting it on that it didn't. I was thinking it just looks a bit streaky and a bit patchy. And also I was thinking about that video with Nick Agar where he's got it between his fingers and the way he puts it on, and I'm thinking it's not going on the same as it did in that video. And
well, I knew that straight away. And then after I'd done it, Nicola had a look at the lid and it said fast drying. So me obviously taking longer to apply things, really I need something that's not fast drying. I need that longer work time.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's obviously for specific projects where you want it to dry quickly.
But yeah, I used it. I tried it. Not the best product for that sort of project.
No.
Obviously, it has its uses and is probably really, really successful on other pieces of art.
Well, it's on my workbench now, so I'm going to do something with it.
Well, you can practice with it. But lesson learned, and a lot of, I think, demos as well. It's good to try something new. Again, try something new, step out your comfort zone. You're sharing it with the audience there, raw for the first time. It wasn't a mistake per se, but it was something that I wouldn't use in that way again, because it's fast drying and I need a longer work time. So yeah, a word to the wise, if you're using buffet, gilting, cream, paste, wax, whatever it's called,
it's going to dry quick.
It's going to dry fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, bear that in mind.
Yeah.
So I normally use Hampshire Sheen embellishing waxes, yeah, or I've got the chestnut ones as well, which Nick Agar uses, the chestnut on his Viking bowls. They're fine. So Hampshire Sheen and the chestnut ones, fine. Buffet, fast drying. So be aware of that.
Well, I'm thinking, that wooden carved plate I've got on my workbench. I'm going to...
That one with the deer on it?
Yeah. I'm going to gilt that. Because it's I was having a look at it. I think it was 1958 that.
And that was made?
Well, looks like it's pyroed on the back. It was a gift to my mum and dad from my grandma.
Oh, right, okay.
When she'd been somewhere.
Okay.
And I just thought, well, I could put some gilting, what's cream on it.
Yeah, you're going to apply it by your finger?
Yeah, on the textured and carved bits.
Yeah.
Just to give it a bit more interest.
It'll work well on that, and especially with you being able to see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there was that. So Viking bowl in the morning, goblet after lunch, great crowds. I believe a lot of people were buying Hampshire Sheen stuff after the demo, which is obviously great for Martin as well as Axminster.
Yeah.
And Jimmy DeResta says something, and I'll never forget it. And it's, if Jimmy says, and Jimmy's sponsored by a lot of different people, and he endorses a lot of things. Jimmy DeResta says often, if you support my sponsors, you're supporting me, and that's right.
Yeah.
So if people are, buying Hampshire Sheen products, that's keeping Martin, who's a family man with a business, ticking along. I know Martin obviously has got his wood turning as well, and his commissions and his teaching, but every little helps. And people spending money in Axminster, ultimately, if Axminster do well, they'll look after me as well.
Yeah.
So it's right. Look after your sponsors, and they'll look after your sort of like us people that are sponsored. So yeah, it was good. It was a really good day. We were really well looked after with drinks and a sandwich. Great store, good great team. Staff, good team.
And we met Matthew. He was the son of one of the advisors as well. He and his dad came, and he looked after Bamber.
Yeah,
he loved
another
Bamber.
Young lad. Yeah, another
he
young lad.
Loved Bamber.
Fell in love with Bamber.
Yeah. Oh, and talking of Bamber, Blue Light Turner has sponsored a guide dog as well.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah. So thank you very much. There are a few people we know who sponsor guide dogs because they've met Chris and Bamber. So yeah,
you've changed a life.
Yeah.
You've changed a life. That dog that you're sponsoring through his training or her training, that's going to go to someone that's blind or severely visually impaired.
Yeah.
And you are going to change your life. So thank you so very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
it's just nice,
coming
isn't
from
it?
a family that know.
Yeah. Again, it's like the sponsorship thing, isn't it? It's somebody knows you, and the knock-on effect is that they've gone and sponsored a guide dog as well, and it's that nice virtuous circle that happens. And
there's like I say, it restores your faith in humanity a little bit to know that there are people. There's a lot of idiots in the world, but there's a lot of nice people doing nice things.
Yeah.
And we should be thankful for that. So massive life-changing experience for someone when they get that puppy that's in training. So that was epic. So great demo. Journey home.
Well, we're not finished yet. So we had we had the Woodturners came from the Woodturning Club, and we're going there next September. I think we're going.
And we think it's what club?
I think it's Kennet Valley.
Kennet Valley.
Yeah. So we saw
a great bunch, lots of banter, and toing and froing, and I was being my cheeky little self, and that we were having a laugh, and it was just sort of like toing and froing.
Well, it was good. A lot of them stayed all day as well.
Yeah, and they said it was an amazing demo.
All day.
Yeah, they said, and I really appreciate it. It was an amazing demo, and there was a lot of positive feedback both from Axminster and people that had come to watch.
Yeah.
So that
Axminster said it had been a busy day.
Yeah, by their standards, it had been a busy day.
Yeah.
As far as demos go.
Yeah.
So that's all positive, and obviously that news will trickle back to Axminster HQ and Wayne Asher, who's the retail engagement manager. He'll be checking up on how the day went and was it a success and how did it go, and so
they might have you back.
They might have me back. That's what they said. Yeah, we might have you back next year. So who knows? Fingers crossed. Yeah.
So we saw Martin. That was nice to see Martin.
Yeah, it's always nice. Obviously, Martin's been here a couple of times and spent the night here. We're big fans of Martin, and obviously I love Hampshire Sheen products. And I use them a lot, both the embellishing waxes and the intrinsic range of colours. So well made and thought out. The guy's got so many great ideas, and his background is in graphic design and things like that. But yeah, he was there. It had just been his birthday, so he'd had a great time with his family. I think his wife Natalia was working, and the kids were doing homework and other sorts of stuff. So he'd found a bit of time. I think he lived half an hour drive away from the store. So and I got a new hat, a new Hampshire Sheen baseball cap. So we had a selfie, Martin and I, with my new hat on. So that's lovely. So it's always nice to speak to Martin, but it's harder to track him down and pin him down now because he's so busy with everything.
Well, he's been doing demos as well. He's done the whole Axminster tour.
Well, that was sort of like when bands bring out a new album and they do the tour to promote it. Since Axminster have been stocking Hampshire Sheen, this is the Hampshire Sheen demo road trip for Martin with Axminster, so he's promoting Hampshire Sheen.
I think he said he'd finished it doing all the stores.
I think he has now,
yeah.
So
we've got about 4 more, haven't we now? Let me just consult my list. We've got North Shields in July. We've got Sittingbourne in September. Got Cardiff in September, and we've got Nuneaton in October.
Nuneaton's the finale.
Yeah, so Nuneaton's the last one.
Yeah, their biggest store.
Yeah.
So great, and a few clubs in between that.
Yeah.
So and who else? Who else was there? This was a surprise, but. Another great guy. Go on.
Prickly Sauce's dad.
Yeah. So
he said, "I'm Prickly Sauce's dad."
Yeah, I'm turning. In fact, if I can just remember, Martin had been there for a while, and you went, "He doesn't know you're here," obviously.
Yeah. Well, he was sort of. He got himself a drink, and he'd not sort of announced that he was there. So I said, You better tell him you're here.
Yeah, because obviously I can't see him.
Yeah.
And he was stood literally like 3
I thought you might have heard his voice.
I hadn't, because I was obviously turning at the time. But this just goes to show how surreal it is in the world of the blind. You've got someone there that 3 foot away, and could have been an 18-foot gorilla for all I know. But I'd not heard him, and then. I said, you better tell me, all right, Chris. And I was straight away, oh, yeah, hi, Martin, how you doing, mate? So, but Prickly Sauce's dad, what a character, what a lovely guy.
I know. And he said that he plays table tennis, badminton,
marathon. Really.
What else did he say he played? He played something. There were 3 things he said. I don't know, maybe tennis. I can't remember, but he definitely said table tennis and badminton. And he's running. I think he's running the London Marathon.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was.
He was a nice guy. He was what a great character.
Yeah.
Cheeky chappy.
Yeah.
He was. And yeah, it was so cool.
Yeah.
So that was amazing. That was pretty like a jaw-dropping moment when he said, "It's Pickle Sauce's dad."
Well,
so I called it, "Good afternoon, Mr. Sauce." So
well, I think Rob had said that he lived near Basingstoke, so he was going to mention it and see if he could come. I think he had said that to us. But you sort of forget these things, don't you? And then someone turns up and it's like, oh yeah, I remember now. But yeah, it was a good day. I'm quite tired now. I think it was a busy day on Friday and long drive, and I'm feeling the effects now. But we drove. Well, we went to get some petrol, didn't we? I went to pay, and I came out, and you're wandering about the car park, the petrol station, the forecourt.
So I was sat in the car, and it was quite warm, just about to head on home, about 5:20. And they were Asian, weren't they?
I think she was
Chinese.
Yeah.
So she said it was a new car. I'm not going to do the accent.
No, don't do the accent.
But couple of Chinese girls in a car that they just bought, or it was the dad's car, or they just passed the test. I think it was a Vauxhall Corsa.
It was, yeah.
And they couldn't get the petrol flap open to access the petrol filler. So we're feeling, and she said, "Excuse me, can you help?" So I said, "You said, yeah, we can't work out how to, open the petrol flap." So I said, "Yeah, I'll have a go." And as I got out, they sort of like paused, because I was in uncharted territory there, and there's obviously steps and curbs and things and petrol pumps. So I was into full-on blind zombie mode then, with my hands out in front of me a bit. And she went, "Oh, sorry, what?" And you could sort of like, I said, "Give me a minute. Where's your car? I'm blind." And she went, "Oh no, I'm so sorry." So I said, "Don't worry about it." I said, "Come on, let's get it sorted." Lovely girls, and we're there ferreting, and thought we'd have remembered where it was, but we're trying to feel the little tab that you pull to release the bonnets and the fuel fillers and things. And then this went on for a few minutes, and she was about to phone her dad, or she was on the phone. I said, "Have you got your keys?" Because I thought, here we go. Yeah, I remember now. "Have you got your keys?" And she went, "I don't think there's anything on the key fob that does it." So I locked the car and then unlocked it. And of course, there's that little button that pulls back. It's a pin that goes through the filler just to lock it. So I locked the car and unlocked it, and then it was open, and they were so happy and so pleased. "Oh, thank you, love," and all that. I said, "That's no worries." So we were high-fiving each other and everything. So we'd got these girls some, access to the fuel filler.
It was interesting though, because when we were coming away and getting back in our car, she said something about, well, you can do anything. So I bet they were talking about you last night.
Yeah, and as we're driving off the forecourt, they're shouting, "Thank you, bye, love, bye." So we're saying bye. So you just never know what's going to happen, do you?
No.
So that was quite hilarious, but a lovely moment. I'll never forget that moment, because it was just like, who'd have ever thought that 2 young Asian girls struggling to put fuel in the car, and a blind guy gets out and
sorts
it out for them.
Yeah.
So that was fun, and then the drive home, which was pretty straightforward.
It wasn't too bad, was it? 4 hours. Yeah,
4 hours.
So we left we got home about 9:15. We left about 5:15.
Yeah, so about 4 hours.
Like that,
and then it was unload
the
car.
better than the journey down.
Unload the car when we get home. We don't like leaving stuff in the car overnight.
Had a bit of something to eat.
Had some supper, and then I was doing the nod. Wasn't I? I had a gin and tonic with my tea. Supper, and that's it. And we were listening to the Big Bang Theory, and you're saying, You've got your eyes shut. And I'm like, I've got to that point where I'm that tired, I could just sleep here all night. I'm too tired to go upstairs. And I was feeling a bit relaxed and cozy. And I thought, come on, let's go to bed. And it was getting on as well. You know, it was about 11 o'clock, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I remember getting into bed, and must have been 3 or 4 minutes, and I was out for the count. And I didn't move until I woke up this morning. So I had a really good night's sleep. And I almost thought I'd have had an afternoon nap today. And I said to Nicola, she was coming up to do some admin. And I said, I might have a nap. But I didn't. I couldn't. I wasn't tired. And I thought, I'm not wasting it. So I've got an afternoon nap in credit for later on this week. So yeah, you came up and what did we do? Yeah, so this morning actually, we just jumped ahead of time. What did you do in the workshop this morning?
Oh yeah, I've been tidying up my workbench. I have a workbench in the workshop, and it's just really ended up being piled up with a few bits and pieces, and I've probably not done anything in about a year. So I've cleaned it all, hoovered it up, reorganized my 2 sets of drawers, and put things as much as I can away. And then I've got some projects that I want to do, mostly shabby chic and things like that. So I've now got them on a shelf. They were distributed in various places in the workshop, and I just thought if I had them all together, it's a bit more of an incentive to do something. So I've got it all organised now, and I've got one project that I'm probably going to do first, which I bought recently, last week when I met Andrea. It's a lidded box with a metal handle on it, and it's got 3 compartments inside, but it smells very oily or something like that. It's got
smells very old.
Yeah, it smells very old. And it's got a plaque on, something to do with some sort of mechanical lubricant or
equipment.
Something like that.
It's held.
It was some sort of kit, wasn't it?
Yeah, some diagnostic kit for something or other. But it smells old and oily. So that's going to be and it's got these little dividers inside. A great feeling little box. Got some age to it. And if it's not as old as what it smells, it's had a hard life, but it's in really good order.
Yeah,
it's no damages or no damage or splits or cracks, and the hinge lid works fine and everything.
So I'm going to clean it up. We nipped to B&Q and we got some medium wire wool meths.
Yeah, so for those of you that methylated, that's denatured alcohol.
Oh right, okay. Yeah. It's purple anyway over here. So I'm going to give it a clean. Degrease it. Just get it as clean as I can. But what I'm thinking of doing is using the Jo Sonja paints. Not entirely sure what it's going to look like, but I just quite like to do the top with that. So yeah, that's my plan at the minute. So that's a project I want to work on, and I've got an old crate it's really in bad shape. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do with that one yet. It's got some letters on the side, sort of stenciled on, but very faint, and it would seem a shame to paint over that. I've got a Bible box that I've got some ideas about. I've also got a mirror that we bought some paint as well in B&Q.
It's a mirror that's on a little
drawer
plinth, and it has a little flap that you can put things in.
Yeah, so I'm just going to pretty much shabby chic that one. That should be a relatively quick job. I've got another box that I kind of wish I'd not got that one, but I'll do something with it.
Hold on, I've just thought, how we're transporting the intrinsic paints.
Yeah.
And we said we could do with a nice little dedicated hard case.
Yeah.
Just wondering if they go in that, if we put a little handle on top of it.
Which one?
The one that you're not quite happy with, the box. Would it be big enough?
No, it's only probably 6 square.
Oh, it's nowhere near big enough now.
I mean, you could have that other crate, but it's probably too vintage to use for that. I think we'll go to Hobbycraft, and because when there was a Hobbycraft next to Axminster in Basingstoke as well, and I did have a quick look in there whilst Chris was setting up, and they did have quite a lot of boxes, and some with sectioned off, and I'm just wondering if some of those, if it was tall enough, you could use something like that.
Yeah.
Well, we need to go and have a look, because also they had. I was in two minds whether to get it. They had like a paper cutter with a grid on and different sizes, and I've got some paper. I've got quite a good guillotine, but it's very hard getting paper to the same size on it because it's only very narrow. Whereas this, you could do like A5 and A6, and so I kind of wished I'd got that really. So might be a trip to Hobbycraft. I don't know if there's one near the Trafford Centre. I don't know. I need to have a look.
There's one near Axminster in Warrington.
Yeah.
Just on that retail part before, just off the main road.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that was what we did today. Went to B&Q, stocked up on a few things. I did a bit of pottering in the greenhouse. I've been planting some poppies. I sowed some seeds and they're coming up. So I've been taking some of them up now and potting them up in individual pots. So I've done a few of those. I've got another plant. I think it's called a calancho. It's a succulent. It's an indoor plant really, and it has little flowers on it. But it had gone a bit leggy, so I decided it was a case of end it or mend it. So
great saying.
Yeah. So I chopped off. I googled a bit first, but I took quite a lot of cuttings. I've got about 10 cuttings, and decided to try to see if I could get them to root. And it said that what you had to do was to leave them for a few days to harden off, and then you could use the rooting powder. And then I've had them in trays, and now I've transferred them into pots, but they're coming on all right. So Elaine and Brian brought that. So once one of the plants is more established, I'm going to give them one of those.
Yeah, cool.
So they can have a baby back. So yeah, that's kind of what we've done today. A load of washing.
Yeah.
And that's it really.
Yeah, it's cool. So you also went and had a walk around Heaton Park with.
Yeah, somebody I know, I met up with them this week, and we decided that we'd sort of walk and talk. So it was a lovely day actually. It was probably one of the better days last week. And Heaton Park is, I can't remember, I can never remember if it's 600 or 800 acres, but it's big. And it's a fantastic place. When I lived in that neck of the woods, I used to go there pretty much every weekend, and I know lots of places that a lot of sort of normal visitors wouldn't know about. But one of the wardens there, the park, ranger, he's not a warden, I keep calling them wardens, he's a park ranger. I bumped into him, and I've not seen him for maybe 4 years. I can't remember when I last saw him, but it's a few years ago. And I used to do photo walks in the park, and Dave used to come on the walks and just sort of pitch in really and tell you a bit about the park. So yeah, that was nice just seeing him. But yeah, it was great. I love the park. That's one thing I miss. I know there are places around here. There's Curedon, but I don't know. Heaton Park is just so spectacular.
Well, we used to ride from Eccles to Heaton Park on our bikes as kids.
Yeah.
In the summer holidays, and on lovely hot days, you've got the Bolton Lake. There was sort of like a little Lido, an outdoor pool. You know, obviously kiosks and ice cream stands, and you've got the house there, and there was sort of like a petting zoo, and you know, mile upon mile of paths, and you know, thousands of trees. Bearing in mind, this was obviously at one point, you know, private residence.
Yeah.
And
did you ever go when the swimming pool was open?
Yeah, I've been when the swimming pool was open, I think, but never went to it.
Right.
Never went in it.
Because it's all overgrown now. But there used to be a swimming pool and what do they have at Bellevue? What the racing? What do they call it?
Not greyhound racing.
No, cars or bikes.
Oh,
or
speedway.
Speedway. I think they've got a speedway as well.
All right.
I know where that is. But a lot of these things have just grown over now.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's the tram as well. They've got a tram. They've got the tram's shed, and there's Heaton Hall.
Yeah.
There's golf course.
Yeah, there's a golf course.
There's that little miniature boating like I took you to.
Yeah, flipping out. That was a trek.
That's one of the sort of hidden secrets of Heaton Park.
It can stay hidden for me. Oh, let's go over here, Nicola says. It won't take us long, half an hour later, we're still trudging across this field that's not on any map, you know, and she had me sort of like going all commando through some fencing, and we're trying to shove Bamber through a little gap in the fence, and, you know, there's debris and foliage and twigs strewn everywhere, and we're into this old part of Heaton Park where there used to be an old boating lake. Oh, it's great here. Oh, yeah, it used to be. And I'm thinking, well, and I nearly fell over, didn't I? I lost my balance. And Bamber found the wettest, dirtiest patch of soil.
And decided to roll in it.
He face planted, and then he's doing a roll in all the wet, dirty earth. I'm thinking, oh, why have you brought it? I said, next time,
come on your own.
Come on your own. Yeah. So yeah, but you love Heaton Park. I do. Yeah. But I've got many, many hours.
I like it there. Because, well, I said today, because we were there about 10:30, so probably when I saw Dave, it was, I don't know, 11ish. And I said, this is how I like the park, where there's very few people. I think this weekend it's some sort of festival in the park life or something like that.
Oh, right. Do a lot of concerts there.
But I said I just love it when it's this quiet, because I used to go, I'd be in there at 6 a.m, and you know, you'd practically see nobody. It was great.
Just the odd jogger, I suppose, and things.
Yeah, just a few dog walkers, but they were all people that I used to know, and you'd see the same people at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just such an amazing place.
Yeah. You can spend hours and hours there.
Yeah. I used to be there for 5-6 hours at a time. Taking loads of pictures. Yeah. So yes, that was Heaton Park this week. So anything else from this week?
No, I think that's pretty much what we've been up to.
Yeah.
And we've sort of like caught up. I plan to do when's our next demo?
22nd in Croydon.
22nd in Croydon. Okay, coming up this week. So it's this, obviously tomorrow we've got the Speed of Sight meeting.
Yeah.
But on Thursday then it's the Henshaw's award ceremony at the Midland Hotel. So we're at that.
Yeah.
So that's going to be good, and I'm talking there, apparently.
Yeah.
So I'll be up having a little chat about, you know, who I am, and hopefully trying to inspire the troops a bit there. Yeah. So that should be a nice afternoon. So yeah, nice little week. We hope to do some turning.
Well, you've got a commission to do, haven't you?
Yeah, it's just one pen, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just one slimline pen that's going to somebody here in the UK.
Yeah.
And you want it out of you?
No.
Olive wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Don't do it in you.
don't do it in you. Olive wood. Well, you bought a couple, so if I do one out of you, you say no. do the other one now in Olivewood. So
Yeah.
Olivewood, remember Olivewood, Chris. So yeah, I'll be turning this week in between, you know, going out and gallivanting.
Well, I don't think we've got anything else in particular on, have we?
Until Surrey in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then the next thing will be Matthew starting on the 19th.
Yeah.
So that'll be a week on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then obviously that weekend it's Croydon and Surrey.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at what we've got on. Just got Henshaws. I've got a networking event on Friday.
Is that an early morning one?
No, not mega early. It's sort of fairly reasonable.
Makes me shiver. Thought of it.
Yeah. And then we've got Dave next Monday. So I'll be in touch with him just for final details, but I've already been in touch. So I'm going to start emailing people just to say, would you like to join us and be on Make a Monday? So at the moment, I've just really started with people who've expressed an interest. So if anybody else would like to join us, you're very welcome. And as we keep saying, you know, you can have been a maker for, well, like Wayne the Woodturner, 30 years or 30 days. It really doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
No.
It don't matter. Because if you've been at it for 30 days, you'll have something to say about it.
Yeah.
You know, why have you got...
I've been at it for about 30 minutes.
You've been at it longer than that.
Yeah.
You've been a maker.
I've
your whole life. Your whole life.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many different ways of being a maker. You know, making lovely photographs.
Yeah. Well, I used to do more art journaling as well. There's some of my books are in underneath my workbench. I've not done that for a while. A lot of it's just time. You know, you start something, then it sort of gets put, you know, on layaway.
Yeah, it is time.
Yeah. So.
And then generally, when you've got the time, you're knackered.
I know.
Yeah. Just can't catch a break, can you?
No. I'm just going to say something about this pen. Somebody, we met somebody recently who had turned an executive fountain pen, and I quite liked it. It was chunky, so I got one of these from Axminster, and Chris turned it in olive wood.
Designed to be chunky though. It's not.
It's
like,
designed.
It's not like a standard pen, and then you do.
No,
sort of like a bulbous
it is
turn.
a very chunky, a naturally chunky pen. And whilst we were at Basingstoke, I was just having a look for the pen kits that we needed, and I came across a converter. So I thought, I'll try it. We weren't convinced it was the right size, but it's working really well. So I've got my J. Herbin ink in there, and it's writing really well. So I thought that was quite good news. It was 310499. So I'm just keeping that. So I've got a record for next time if we do one again.
But this it's a Craft Pro kit executive pen.
Yeah.
Now you know your pens, right? And I don't mean your pens. I mean I'm talking.
I know pens.
You know pens as a generalisation.
Yeah.
And your opinion of this pen is?
I think it's a nice pen. I think, you know, if you do it with the right blank, it's going to look like a really impressive pen. I like the weight of it. It feels really nice, and I quite like pens with a bit of weight, and I like this has got. I think this is a number 6 nib, and it sort of writes. It's not mega broad, but it's quite inky, and I like that. You're not sort of thinking you've used your pen's not writing as fast as you are.
But you have said it writes impeccably well.
It does write really nicely. It's nice to hold. Yeah, it's one that I think we would do again. I mean, we've made you've made a lot of pens.
Oh, I've made hundreds of pens now,
and I do like the Taylor's Murfield ones as well. You know, they're really nice, and I've got quite a few of those. The Kappas are nice.
Omegas.
The Omegas, yeah.
Lots of Zetas and things.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you know, as far as sort of like pens that we've just recently turned for the first time and made, this is a really good pen.
Yeah.
So the executive fountain pen, and they do the ballpoint or rollerball one as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, really good pen. Axminster Craft Pro kit. Simple turn, obviously a 2-piece turn, so you have the main body and the cap section, but very, very simple kit to assemble, and lovely to turn, but quite a chunky feel to it.
I'm always, whenever I get pens, and you know, I've got loads of fountain pens, I'm always hoping that they write really nicely. And I think, you know, touch wood, all the ones that I've bought, they've all been really good. They're all very different. There's some are really, really fine. Some of them are a lot more inky than others. But I use them all for different things at different times. And, you know, depending on, you know, what I want to do, whether kind of want to write in a small journal or a bit more flamboyant. I've pretty much got a pen for every day of the year. But yeah, I do love them. There's something, I don't know what it is about fountain pens. This is something, I've liked fountain pens since I was at school, and I think I got my first fountain pen in the last year of junior school. We all had ink pens, you know, those sort of blue and black ones.
Yeah, I remember, because they did the same with us. You had to be able to write with a fountain pen before you went to high school.
Yeah. And then when I went to senior school, we had to write in ink, so I had umpteen fountain pens, and I always used to love them. I was always going into WH Smith's to see what else they had.
New fountain pens.
So it's something I've always liked.
Well, there's something special and romantic about writing with a fine fountain pen, I suppose.
I've just always liked stationery and pens and writing, and I don't know, it's just one of those things.
Yeah. Amongst other sort of interests, you know, you've got your fond love of both writing and the tools to write. But actually, just while I'm thinking about tools, a little bit of a segue into that. I've continued, you know, since I got the Tormek. I'm just here feeling my arm. Since I got the Tormek, I'm beginning to work through my tools now, and you know, sharpen them on the Tormek, and you know, some gouges and spindle gouge and bowl gouge, and so I'm working through. So today, just before
made a little video
before dinner, I said, "Oh, Nicola, I've just been sharpening my roughing gouge on the Tormek," and I said, "It is scary sharp." I said, "I can shave with it." So we did a little video. I sharpened it obviously on the stone, and then I've honed it and deburred it. And I was shaving with it. Now you won't be able to tell there, but it's like I shaved my arm there. So I was just there with the roughing gouge shaving, and that's just incredible. And
well, so far 86 people have seen that.
Right. So yeah, absolutely incredible. And the fact that I can get that level of sharpness time after time, with, you know, in safety and with efficiency, is incredible. it's absolutely jaw-dropping. And I know there's lots of different sharpening systems out there, and you know, there's high speed and slow speed, and like linear types and diamond CBN wheels and things. But I'm very, very impressed with it, and it's made tool sharpening. And you can even take your cutters off your carbide tools, and mount them into an adapter you get for your bowl gouge jig, and you can even sharpen your cutters and things. So great system, great, really pleased. And I just thought, after I'd finished honing it, I thought that feels really sharp. I wonder, and as I'm there, I could feel the hairs coming off.
Oh, so where did you do it? Oh yeah, you can feel.
Yeah, feel how smooth. So yeah, very sharp. So and so that was sort of like the last bit of messing around we did before dinner this evening. So that's pretty much it. I think we're up to speed with everything there, aren't we? So yeah, until this is going to be obviously available.
Yeah,
tomorrow evening.
It will be. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite strange, really, doing it without having
The
people
chat.
to chat with.
Yeah.
But at least we just wanted to make sure we were consistent, and we weren't missing weeks, because once you start missing weeks, you lose that momentum.
Yeah, we've got to try and keep it up with everything, really. Posting videos on Instagram and YouTube, as often as we can, and especially with Matthew coming, we'll get them regular. So that's cool. So
yeah,
that's
it then.
Yeah, that's it then. So we're going to sign off now.
Yeah,
and it's been great talking to you tonight, Nicola.
Yeah,
we talk like this all the time, don't
we? I know we do, don't we?
Yeah. So
it's funny doing it on video, though, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, we talk all the time, don't we?
Yeah. So as we're driving along, it's like, right, let's discuss. If something's happened, we'll get in the car and we'll go, right, discuss. So we'll talk then all the way home or wherever we're going about, events and topics, and it can be anything, can't it?
Yeah.
Talk about anything. So, that's what I've enjoyed. This little chat tonight.
You're funny.
Yeah.
Aren't you?
Yeah, I'm funny.
Yeah.
I am funny.
Right then. That's it then.
That's it then, folks.
Okay.
So thanks for listening.
Yes. Thanks for watching, listening.
Thanks for watching.
Subscribing.
Yeah. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
And
we will be back live on the 17th of June with Dave the Wood Barber.
Yeah. So check it out. Yeah.
All right then. Shall we go?
We're going.
Okay.
All right. Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.